Hello, folks. Welcome back to more NACL Playoffs VoD review. This is an awkward one. I just wrapped up casting this game like 30 minutes ago, and we're back in the DragonSteel versus Fear Starforge. Congrats to DragonSteel on the 3-1 and being the first team to book their tickets to America's Challengers, as well as the Riot Games Arena for NACL. So I had fun casting this series. I feel like the level of play was decent, so we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons that each of our teams showed. Yeah, excited to dive into this one. So anyway. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to drop a like, comment, and or a sub. Follow me everywhere on Cubby XX, especially on Twitch, where I give you guys, where we stream these live, and I post them up to YouTube. So, that said, we're going to dive into this Game 1. Game 1 draft. All right, DragonSteel versus Fear Starforge. Top two teams in Challengers League. Definitely two of the top three. I feel like with FlyC, like, those are our three strongest squads. So, yeah. Yeah, level play was decent for this, so yeah. Bases are priceless. Jesus Christ. By the way, I always say this, follow my teammate SRX. This guy's a really killing caster. So definitely always support my teammates. Always enjoy working with Eric. Almost like I just watched the series. True. All right, DragonSteel. Ban away Vi, Olaf, Susan. Rumble, Aurora, Udyr ban. Rumble is a good first pick for DragonSteel. I appreciate that Fear Starforge really tried to deny Rumble from Zamudo. I feel like that is the right call. Yeah, so we have a Maokai first pick. We are very LCK pilled. Respect, Ezreal Nidalee, a lot of range. Corky Ziggs locked in. And then we have Croc Monster top. Throw out Jace and Poppy bans. Jace definitely targeted. I mean, I guess Zamudo can play Jace here. Yeah, Jace is actually a decent ban, I think. I don't know if they'd... Like, Jace is playable. I do think they need to find a way to, like, hold the line. So I could maybe argue for a Cassante ban over Jace, honestly, here. Cassante and Renekton Nidalee, definitely one of the better answers. I feel like with Jace, like, you have ways to punish with Renekton Nidalee, so that's doable. And then it is Yone picked up. I also, like, Yone is a bit of a deny pick this series from Spyrax, for sure. Like, Spyrax plays more Yone than ABO, even though it's a big pick for each. Playing Yone in the Corki is fine. I don't love Yone with Nidalee, though. I know that Nidalee can play off Yone. I actually very much prefer like other combos with Yone, being like Sedge Maokai. I think very favorable. Or even Noya, where I just kind of let Yone, get his farm, which is doable for him. And then Alistar into Rel. I like Cassante Rel here. We just need frontline to be able to hold the door. We do plenty of damage already. And we end up finding a lane swap game. I thought the lane swap here was relatively favorable for DragonSteel, not just with how they played it, but also like lane swapping in this game. I like lane swapping in this game. I think Cassante Renekton, if you lane swap, it's usually advantage Cassante. Is an easier time picking up XP, being isolated. Whereas Renekton needs like 3 levels to really be a champion. If Renekton gets to play this lane, then he just gets to shove Cassante. Like, he has wave control with Q. You just step into the wave and Q, and it's chill. No real surprises here outside of the first strike on Corki, and then cashback too. I assume we go early boots, so interesting. I actually missed that on cast. Alright, so we just get to our items a little bit faster. I thought DragonSteel played out this game actually really well. I really like this game from DragonSteel. I thought they played out this game really well. Okay, so we have a swap. This isn't scouted. See, only the sweeper used. And it's after we drop a ward as Nidalee, so we get the sweep after. Should have countered the swap, and how would you scout it? Good question. I mean, we use the lane ward top. I feel like that's not quite as relevant. The tough part is that Fear Starforge, like, you can't really walk in anywhere level 1. I think if anything, then you try and use Nidalee, Alistar, Ezreal to get a ward on Raptors or on the red side. Instead, they went for lane ward. And then we get info on the swap. I mean, I think the big thing about the swap is that Philip is just jailed top. So, like, Philip being first to lane here, very good in the matchup. Like, we're giving... Okay. We should have made sure that Philip gets pushed off here. That's fine. Zamudo can take a tower shot. Doesn't matter. We're just playing XP war. Like, given the clear that we have now for Yuji, he's going to wrap up and they can threaten to dive, which is, like, very doable, right? Now, what ends up happening is that Zumuto TP's bot. So, we had Alistar end up team clearing, and he walks over a ward. That ward dies. I mean, this is... Zumuto is, like, saying, hey, I got level 2. I can actually TP down here. He TPs right when he gets 2. I mean, it ends up being huge. Because, like, what happens here is that Philip gets dove, and meanwhile, Zumuto cannot be touched. Or he doesn't get dove. But, like, we're still splitting XP, whereas Zumuto's getting it solo. So Zumuto ends up being, like, coming out of the swap in a very advantageous scenario. And then Ezreal has to, like, he gets the wave in. And then we just walk up as Ezreal. Ziggs kind of slow pushes this, so Ezreal loses a little bit. We still keep the TP, which is fine. But, yeah. And then, again, like, we get both these waves in, and then we swap again from Dragonsteel. So we've been preserving TPs as Fierce Starforge. But I really like this reswap again. I just think Cassante isolated is so favorable into this lane. And, like, when you play, like, this catch game, like, this game of, like, push and catch, again, Zumuto, like, picked up everything, was able to freeze it. And now we have to burn TPs to actually answer. So, like, we burn TPs to answer now as Fierce Starforge, but, like, we're down. So we're down XP top, and we're down bot. And it's just, like, a really, really good start for Dragonsteel. I really like how they played this. I feel like the level 1 is what made this really hard for Fierce Starforge. And then, so Zumuto, we're 6-5. XU comes up here. Zumuto does create some space with the W. And then stun was used on the buffer. So, I mean, this is a decent visit for Philip. Like, we don't get kills out of it. So it's fine for Cassante. And then Smite was burned here by XU, and it's actually yoinked by Yuji. So I thought Yuji might have been able to steal a second one here, but he ends up sacking / seeding. Which, I mean, again, it's fine. This is really well played by Yuji. Really nice W from Yuji. Really, really well played. So that's, I mean, Yone ult for losing health. Meanwhile, Scary Jerry gets bot in. Go back bot / redeploy here across all lanes. Zumuto's in pretty good shape top. We don't have a Phage able to come in for Philip. I do think that matters. Because Philip ends up getting solo killed. And most of the time I see this matchup, it's about Renekton getting Phage. Also, Zumuto not going Bramble and going for Sheen when he's ahead, I think is really smart, actually. It's like he has XP advantage, and so he's able to, like, actually push and force in this lane. So he's going offensive. It's a really good adjustment, and that's him to kill. Buffered the stun. Very clean. And yeah, just no chance. Meanwhile, Dragon's taken, but that's fine. Because we have a swap come in. Scary Jerry actually TP to the turret, post this kill. I thought this was really, really good from Dragonsteel, by the way. Like, the fact they pulled this off proactively was actually kind of crazy to me. It's like, now we just have Scary Jerry in an isolated lane. Philip can't respond with the TP, and Zumuto just TP's back, and, like, they're already forcing the swap. It's like this play, this TP, like, Scary Jerry sitting on it, it's just literally, like, 2 free points. And then we can go on Philip. So he's going to try and walk back in. They got XC2. We end up taking the fight. I mean, really, really well played. Spyrax is here first, by the way. He got mid in and he moved. It's like actually really good. It is quite good. I think Fierce Starforge was went fishing a little bit here. ABO does get out. But, like, the Philip flash for me was a bit of a oopsie / flip. I think he's going for flash W there, but it was not in range. It was spaced. Show. Unlucky. And like, they don't get the turret here. It would have been crazy if they did, but they still get a lot of pressure. Zumuto's up 2 levels in proxying. So, like, that's super chill. Like, the fact there's action topside, we have that top lane winning in isolation, so he gets to win harder. And he's going to walk up, and they just secure grubs for free. So, like, he proxy the wave and then uses the timer to, like, go hover mid. He loses nothing for this. And then he is able to get back bot. So, like, it is a play for Philip. Like, it's so fucking chill. This ended up being really, really good. Yeah, I like the focus on the Yone, too. Like, Yone, if he's pushed off the wave, like, he doesn't have wave clear. What could Fierce Starforge do to counter what in particular? I really like the fact, like, how they focused on the Yone, because I feel like forcing Yone out of these lanes early on was really big for them. And Yone just fell behind, doesn't become a split push threat. Cassante wins both sides, and, like, this game at this point for me is, like, already actually kind of checkmate. I mean, I'll be honest. I think this game is really hard to play from this scenario. That blue is really controlling their top double and proactively swapping. I mean, part of it's like you're going into a Ziggs draft, and Ziggs like has push early on. When you get, it's like what TL has been abusing a lot. And TL will only play mid laners that can wave clear, by the way, like partly because of this. It's just if you kill both sides first, you have complete control of like where to swap on the map. And this has been going back to spring too, where TL like was the Udyr team with Impact, because Impact just found the craziest timers in terms of like how he'd proxy and then how he'd just go impact the map, like how they get swapped. But if you have both sides in, you can proactively swap whenever you want if you sync your recalls. It's really, really tough for Fierce Starforge to answer. I don't think that there is a great answer. Like they TP'd ABO bot. Like again, he just gets harassed out again. And like he's TPing into the lane where everyone is. So I think if anything, like flipping where Philip and Blaze Olive are on the map right now is the way to go about it. So this is one way I think they could have played defense. But even like Philip's kind of fucked here. I mean a little bit of it strapped, yeah. I mean, yeah, like this is really tough. Like, at least the Renekton can delete waves. Like, this time around, again, ABO, he's no flash, no ult. So they've really focused him down. This is really, really big, this game. Really, really, really well played by DragonSteel. What's up, right guy? I will say that, like, during this play, I do think that DragonSteel overcommitted a wee bit. So I want Spyrax to, if, like, Zumuto is going to base here and walk mid, I actually think that we overshifted. We don't have a TP to cover top, and we did give Philip, like, pretty much top turret for free. So he's kind of back in the game. I think that we overcommitted a little bit here as DragonSteel. I don't think this is 100% efficient. Like, we're kind of fighting for eh. And we're trading points even with bot and top, but top's ahead of the play. And they get the brick. So it's not first brick, but the fact that Renekton gets an entire brick. Okay, also, I think Renekton, though, TPing for this a little bit troll. Like, Renekton wants to shop. The fact that we're TPing now, like, we kind of have to if we want to contest this dragon. I feel like Fierce Starforge just said, okay, we lose later, so we're going to try and fight now. And I can say that, like, part of me kind of agrees with that, but also I think this was, like, way forced. Yeah, really nice. Row engage from Psycho. UG Flash is really, really good. And Cassante takes care of business. I mean, now it's really game. Like that, I mean, this, I just don't get this one. Like, we don't have great conditions. Like, again, Philip doesn't have a base, and it's just a brute force that goes wrong. Mana swapping inner for the dragon. No, you can't take the inner. I mean, I'm a fan of like seeding waves and playing for Rift. I think you play for Rift. I just don't think you can fight right now as Fierce Starforge. Yeah, play for Rift. So now we don't trade, and now Dragonsteel walks out on the map. They get Rift. Like they're way ahead. This team is ahead, and this team is good. Still 2-level advantage for Zamudo. Like, it's really hard to play this matchup when you're down this bad. Again, just continuously deploy into the Yone lane and force the Yone off the waves. I think it's like really OP actually. Like unironically TL tech, you know, point against non-wave clear mid. That's part of like how they're able to play games so fast. They just get pushed. They keep on pushing into the champ that doesn't have wave clear. It's really good. All right, deep TP. We end up not going for this. Oh no, we did go for this one. Sorry. Nice R. And yeah, another turret falls. Just play fast with Ziggs. Really sweet. We're ahead of the play. No, the dragon spawning in a minute, so we go set up bot side. Philip cannot touch this. We have rifts. Let's go take crash, take an enter. It's so chill. I think he was trying to drive it to the other lane. Respect the attempt. It's fine. This was interesting to me. Oh, I guess Zamudo canceled. Like Zamudo's trying to be that person, but even if he doesn't have a TP, if he shows there, it'd be bad. Spirax shows he's got to go long way to Drake. I mean, he still gets to Drake though, somewhat on time. Yeah, it's fine. And there's so much control too, like Dragonsteel's catch mid high. It's chill. Yeah, no fixed lines. Oh, they're not on the objective yet? Damn, they were trying to bait. Yeah, I mean, this was like the part of the reason they're going for this is because I mean, A, they're down bad, but B, they did see Spirax DP and they did see Spirax on the top wave, so this is just a full send. But like Zamudo gets out, Scary Jerry satchels away from Fate's Shield, so he predicted both, kind of clean. And yeah, I mean, we're just down gold fighting down gold. Scary Jerry flash reacts to that, so we don't have an execute. Yeah, I mean, the Fear Star. I feel like some of the forces we had just not warranted. But we're facing a bit of desperation, which I mean, that is the game state, right? Like I always give them that. I just feel like the one drag that they forced, like the second one, was tough. Whereas like if they traded for Rift, maybe they have more options afterwards. But the fact they lose both, it's really hard. I think both these teams have a better mid game than NIP. Oh no. I mean, I actually really respect this attempt from Fear Starforge, by the way, because like they know Scary Jerry doesn't have flash. Like they actually found a way to get on him. Like Philip has an angle. Like this is actually a good setup from Fear Starforge. They're just down too much. Like again, Zamudo just like in the choke. Zamudo just kind of eats him for breakfast, and Spirax gets to play around a wall. It's really good. Get Cassante. He did indeed W in for free. Philip has no flash. Instinct was no flash. I mean, I respect this opener, actually. Like, it is a good find. Xe did kind of die to try and get Scary Jerry, which I don't think was... That could have been the one thing about the fight that I would change, actually. Yeah, nice fight from the carries. Dragonsteel. Hold on. Zumuto's thick as fuck. I mean, this guy is actually just like 1v9. Get fucking Casanted. ABO does have a TP, but doesn't respond. Zumuto does. No objective bounty for you. Only on Drake. And Zumuto like actually walked, and then this was also really nice from Zumuto. Catches the R from a Blazolve, so he dies. Yeah. And this game is over.
Timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy.
Cellulon. Thanks for the follow. GG's. Good game one. The lane swap was really clean from Dragonsteel this game. Like, it was actually really clean. How much would a Cassante ban have changed this game? I mean, I don't think you can pull off quite as clean of a lane swap with Cassante, like, compared to some of the other matchups. Like, Kennen's pretty vulnerable to dives. Jax is more vulnerable early on. Same with, like, a champ like Ornn that you can't play in Renekton. I mean, I think if you get up levels, though, like, in some of those matchups, like, especially Ornn, if you get up early into Renekton, it is better for Ornn, so... I think I don't want to get, like, too revisionist history, but, yeah. Anyway, game 2 draft. Keep in mind... You know, Chad slammed the Garen R5 here. Alright. I mean, my thing for this game, the Smolder ban, I thought these bans from Fierce Starforge were really smart. And then we take Ornn here and don't blind the Zeri. So it ends up being Zeri and then Lucian, which Lucian has some good, like, some pros here, but we are a little bit more range gated as Dragonsteel. And we end up kind of running out of gas. I'm interested to rewatch this game because Dragonsteel dropped a lot of waves. And curious to see what, if they needed to or not. Also, Mikhail's second and not Moonstone, I think, ended up really hurting the burn. That Fierce Starforge, we're going to press R and feel pretty good about it with this comp. We have some push as well, and Sedge can be flexible / make plays. Holds to the front line pretty well. I think Ashe Vern playing Vern into Rumble is interesting, but I actually don't mind the comp here from Dragonsteel. I think that they do find some main engage, which, like, this combo needs. I just think the lack of magic damage and also, like, the lack of Smolder really hurt them. Like, if they have Smolder here, I actually think a lot of their issues are kind of solved. No locket to protect backline was annoying. Yeah, there were a couple things we can change up in this game. I do think that it should have been a locket for Zyko for sure. Agree that Sky Turtle. Adaption. Who do you think is winning NACL this split? Dragonsteel. I think the FlyC are the best team to challenge them. I think FlyC still, like, have the highest ceiling. Oh, Rinse. We're chilling. We do think it's an H-Club, man. I will say for Zyko, approach velocity, and then you get value with Fauna Life. You do proc Lucian passive with Fauna Life. I know that we're doing this for lane swap. I think it's fake as fuck. Damn. Sorry, Adaption. Alright. So Zumuto is spotted by this ward from Fierce Starforge. Ends up being quite nice. That said, Yuji does kill it. So Philip does walk in and he sees Zumuto. They don't see the bot lane. The difference, though, with this one is that Philip doesn't commit to starting in the lane. So Philip's actually able to respond. So yeah, like, he's actually able to go help Sedge with a clear. And you see Winston, like, getting some scouting done. And so now we're in the world where both top laners are splitting XP with their marksmen. So it's going to be much more even in terms of marksman or experience here. It's not like Renekton's getting starved out immediately. Wait, Cubby, what was your answer? I said I think Fly C have the highest ceiling. So I still think Fly C are the team most likely to rival Dragonsteel. Alright, swap initiated by Dragonsteel. We don't get the same start as last time. And the only thing we get in this top lane matchup is a TP out of Rumble, which is not bad for Ornn, right? Like, you do have to trade out your health bar in this matchup, so it's not that bad. Said, usually not able to pick up this crab, so double crab for XU, not bad. So dive comes in. Philip overheats and is not interrupted, so it's good. Philip played this well. Like, the way to defend against this is Ornn. Is you need to find the knockup when the overheat comes in. And so, like, Philip makes sure that he's can't get knocked up, and then when the overheat does come in, like, just flash follows and kills. It's very good. So, I mean, at least Samuto has a TP to get back. It's just not like the end of the world, but it's very nice. We used to say this swap back surprised me. This swap back definitely surprised me. I thought Samuto would also, like, just TP back top. This does get a little bit funky, though, because what ends up happening is Samuto freezes bot. And it leads to this kind of awkward game state. Yeah, so Samuto has a freeze bot going on right now, and he's going to maintain this for a little bit. So Philip does get a catch. Like Dragonsteel, they're just going to deny grub. They can't stick around and take it. But again, the fact they get one and we have a freeze bot, I kind of like. I actually like this play from Dragonsteel. Yeah, I actually thought it was like a decent time to freeze. Like, you don't want to be involved. So he gets Samuto back in, / a little bit ahead in XP in this matchup. This actually matters quite a lot. Alright, so freeze breaks. What ends up happening again on this one? Oh yeah, there's like there's a really random fight. Kind of big that Dragonsteel scouted this one out early. I think XU just has to play for the camps. Like, I don't think they can actually play for a dive here. It's hard with all the summons being out for Dragonsteel. I guess we swap for Dragon. Which, I mean, ends up being okay. But I feel like the swap actually, like... It's a little bit weird to me. Like, they don't have the side shoved in. So, like, we're just going to lose tempo on this turn. And this is a good turn for Fear Starforge. Because, like, they get full control of Bot River and Crab. And then they're able to get back here in time. Cheap viewers on bends. This looks weird from Samuto. I actually don't mind the theory of this real quick. So the theory is like, Samuto doesn't want to get overheat and autoed on, and I don't think he has an E. Because when we get, yeah, he used the E to find a knockup there. So he doesn't want to get overheat and auto to death. So by casting the R, it kind of stops Philip from doing so. Yeah. I actually don't mind that from Samuto. Like, it is a big cooldown, but it ultimately is an all-for-all trade, and I like the thought behind that. Oh yeah, Spyrax is a really good player. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. This doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's the bot fight. This was a little bit awkward. I appreciate the send on an instinct. I actually really appreciate the R backwards from Zyko. It is impactful in this fight. And then Spyrax just cleans up. I mean, this was a bit of a cluster. I honestly don't think Scary Jerry needs to play like this aggro. I think that they can just take Winsome and play it slow and everything's chill, honestly. But they want to get instincts. Because they lose a lot of health MF. I don't think they lose that health MF if Scary Jerry holds flash. Because you can flash out a bullet time, you still have Brahmar to cancel. Oh my god, Butter My Tushi. Was that going on in the chat? That's a pretty funny copy pasta. Yeah. Lucian just stronger at the moment, so able to push ahead and bully. It is pretty big that, like, the Lucian got kills. I was just surprised, like, how we weren't able to snowball this as Dragonsteel. Okay, Krubs go over. And Zumuto got forced out. Like, we just end up being, like, really vegan now on Ornn. Nice. I appreciate that one. That's a high quality copy pasta. Yeah, I mean, like, this fight was fine. Scary Jerry, like, everything goes on him, but he doesn't die. So he holds strong with a Vern. And, like, the R's are just not, like, super synced up here for Fear Starforge. So we kind of end up winning the elongated fight. Spyrax has a really nice dash here. Really well played by Spyrax. This is really well played. Yeah. All right, this is really well played. Nice Q. Yeah, some winner's bite power being shown. Schneishu. All right, so Jerry's down sums. I don't exactly know how we get here, Scary Jerry. I understand winning the hover top side. Maybe it's just a timer you can't play 3 lanes on. I don't know. I do think that Spyrax, like, I mean, Dragonsteel will go to get the mid wave. I'm wondering if Spyrax, like, can come hover down because, like, they could jail the Rumble. Against, like, I get hitting top. Like, also, if we hover down, like, we can actually play off this mid wave again. And then we can actually start to transition over to the Dragon. Also, ABO taking the first turret. ABO got really fed this game. While Dragonsteel kind of, like, ended up forking off. I will say the lane assignment is really good here for Fear Starforge because Philip can actually wave clear against the Lucian, whereas the Ornn was, like, completely forced off by the Zeri. So I think that ended up being quite good for Fear Starforge here. And then Zyko does this Braum shit. It's very funny. Yeah, ABO gets, like, actually really far ahead. I know he goes down here. But after this, he's going to go top. And it's really good for him. I mean, Zumuto, like, starves himself out of everything, man. Like, he sacks this wave. I swear to God, this guy went absolute vegan mode. Ah, fuck. And then, like, TPs come down. Spyrax ends up, like, playing this really well. The dash gets him out of the ult plus the equalizer. And then he, like, barely lives, which is pretty huge. I mean, again, though, like, I don't... Like, this TP is more expensive for Zumuto. I do think he has to make it. I mean, what kind of impact? Okay, yeah. If he doesn't make it, then Spyrax dies. It still is Yuji dying too, though. Oh, Yuji doesn't have flash? I mean, honestly, the dash from Spyrax is so good. It's a decent attempt from Philip, I will say. Philip's Rumble ends up being really big for the rest of this one. I still just can't believe like how starved we get on Ornn. So I'm kind of keeping my eyes out on Zamudo. Yeah, like dropping all this, and this is like one of the fights ends up being really expensive. Like again, I just don't know if we need to fight this as Dragonsteel. Because we funnel through a choke against the MF. And so they get a lot of gold and like some shutdown gold here on Fear. Actually, I don't know if they get shutdown gold or not. It depends on if they get Spyrax. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Spyrax does go down the Sedge. We love some Halsey. Like, again, like, while all this happened, like, Zamudo's wave bot died. And then more gold goes over to Rumble. It's being expensive. This was a cluster. It's a really good ult from MF. And this ult's huge. Like, again, like, okay, this is the big one for me. I feel like Dragonsteel, like, we're really not respecting when our Ornn is down TP. Like, we have just fucking sacked for fights here from Dragonsteel to, like, overload in this game. I mean, we are just starving out this Ornn. I really don't agree with this. Like, Ornn really likes levels. You need him to get your Masterwork items, which, like, when you give them out, they are really big buffs to Ornn. I don't understand, like, why we're giving this all over for free. I just don't think this is worth... I think that we can... Like, we have Spyrax TP coming up. I think that Spyrax, like... Zamudo should be on this wave solo. I know he doesn't take the turret that fast, but we can at least, like, answer in this area with Spyrax, you know? We're also, like, fed his balls on Lucian. I feel like we do need to play through him. I just don't know if that has to be Zamudo. Like, again, Zamudo, like, I think just drops way too much with Dragonsteel. Yes. It ends up being a big problem. It's like we also go Mikhail's second on the burn, which Mikhail's has value this game. I also really liked Xy's build this game, by the way. And I think Braum should really go Locket in this game. So I actually do have some issues with Dragonsteel and their build. Braum, no Locket, and going Mogs is a huge problem for me. And then, I didn't call that out on the cast. I should have. This ends up being a Mikhail's. I think if this is Moonstone... things get a lot better. I don't think we exactly need Mikhail's. We just need to have our tanks catch. Like, Lucian does have ways to outplay. Like, I mean, like, yeah, Zamudo gets this play, but, like, look at how much ABO got topside. Why should Braum go Locket? Blur. I think you get insane Locket value every fight. Yeah, they actually got outscaled in this game. I think part of it, like, this sequence is really bad. Like, we're on the third sequence in a row where Zamudo is just sacking his lane entirely. Nah, you're Vern. You want redemption. You get both. It's fine. I think you should skip Mikhail's and get Moonstone immediately. Like, Mikhail's here for me wasn't good. Alright, so they give Drake, and Fierce Star Forge just going to keep on shoving out. Stop there from getting top enter. Should have been Spyrax. Like, they made the play, like, through Spyrax on that lane, but, like, the fact that Zeri just gets that for free the entire time is bad. If not, just send Zamudo to at least do his best, but it's got to be Spyrax. I'll take them, so I want to get third item on Ivern, so he has to choose between the two. Yeah. I mean, I do think that the Mikhail's ended up being, like, not super useful. Again, I think that you just have to have your Ornn try and tank, or, like, Ornn Braum has to try and tank the Sejar. Also, like, you have ways to outplay as Ashe and Lucian. Like, right now, like, when Michaelis is completed, we do have everything up. So, like, I would rather have Moonstone for that upcoming fight, too. Right? Like, if we have everything up, then I don't know why we don't go Moonstone. All right, this Rumble ult ends up being massive. Again, we just kind of forced early here. I mean, we really forced hard. No one can get back to Instinct, and then this Rumble ult zones out everyone. This Rumble ult was really big. So, yes, Psycho is fine. The kill. And then, I mean, Philip played this fight really well. Could have queued the other way. Would have been a little bit better, but still really big. And then, like, ABO's really fed. Just gets to free it the entire time over the wall. I feel like this is a bad take from DSTL. Go Mikhails. You can't tank Leo ult, and it'll be hard to cover Ashe and Lucian. And the Moonstone, for me, I mean, I think Whack-a-Locket, like, really hurt. Because, like, these health bars just get too low. I think Locket just to, like, at least help sustain a little bit's big. Sparx missed Redemption barely. Yeah. I'm still kind of down with Moonstone. I know you can't tank Leo ult, but at least Ashe has, like, 2 ways to, like, outplay it right now. Psycho needs to just R Sejuani ult towards Buffer Brahmar. Yeah. I actually, I agree with that too. Yeah, I agree. That's a good call. That's a good call to action. Yeah, they took a lot of MF. I think the equalizer from Philip was, like, fantastic, though, in this fight, too. So it definitely deserves a lot of credit. And ABO is way too safe. But, like, again, because Dragonsteel sacks so much on this Ornn, I feel like they're really down bad. Like, I mean, Ornn took himself out of the game. I'm down bad, too. Oh, no. Our name is Butter My Tushi. We're always down bad. So, yeah, I mean, I think a few factors this game, for sure. Props to Philip. This is a great R. This is a really, really good R. I agree with Daption about Buffer. I think Locket would have helped. Oh. And, like, I mean, now, like, again, we don't have access to jungle camps because we lost Baron. We're still, like, having just a zero farm on Ornn. Point out 2 lanes. And our 2 carries are both, like, 80 profile. Again, I think the Smolder ban this game was really smart from Fierce Starforge. I think Smolder, like, if Smolder gets to play in this game, I do think things are quite a bit easier for Dragonsteel. Damn, Sumito got burned. Decent on Zyko. We lost a little bit more than we would have liked here, I think. As Dragonsteel. Nice from ABO to step up and take up some space here. I mean, Kale's ended up being nice there, but Carry Jerry did have cleanse, so I don't think Mikhail's impacts that. What are we Asharing? Wait, where was Ashar? Oh, we double canceled the MF. Yeah, I think we just Ashar like whoever has aggro here. It's better. I think if you hit Xu, it's fine. Space Ashe and Ornar. I mean, again, I just don't like. There's not really a play after. This is where again, I think Locket again right here is like so useful. Bongo tap. What's up, Geiger? Yeah, fights are really fast. Yeah, I should have brought that up on the cast. I think Locket would have made a big difference this game. I was bringing up the Moonstone over Mikhail's. I should have just brought up Locket. Locket's really important this game. I do think that like Moonstone though is really, really nice for Ivern. Like I mean, it just gives them so much soft / hidden power. And so far, like when we've seen the Mikhails used, there are replacements for it. So again, I can understand going Mikhails earlier if everything is down. My argument is that the next couple of fights you have shit that's up. So we can go Mikhails later. Unless like we get a couple good fights where we're gonna be more powerful with Moonstone. Okay. I mean again, like as Dragonsteel, like, do we need Ornn on this wave? No. I really think that like Ornn should just be picking up bot wave and at least fixing it. And what happens if they show like it's Ornn? We have plenty of time, and they're on reset right now. It's like I that's a wave where like why are we dropping that? There's absolutely no value for dropping that wave. And it would have been more value if Ornn's on that wave, by the way, because if he walks back to sync up with his team, maybe he finds a ward or two. Like he's got sweeper too. And we just drop this wave anyway, even though we have 5. So it would have been the scenario if he took bot wave anyway. All right, now this Mikhails is very valuable. I thought this was going to be a decent fight because like the Zamudo hits the cancel, and the Rumble R is like kind of meh. So I mean, like from here, I feel like we should be in a decent spot as Dragonsteel. I think they can. I just think they get out. Like Dragonsteel might think they get outscaled, which feels weird, but Rumble is kind of a fucky champ like that, given how much goddamn damage this thing does. Zamudo taking the Ivern Q ends up hurting a bit. And then, again, Philip just has a massive fight. Yeah, Scary Jerry had a bad click there. And then he's got no flash still. I mean, Philip does, like, flashy, right? But where was the Q from UG? Oh, it hits XU. Yeah, he was forced out. Also ABO, like even though he ate Ashar, he's just completely unpressured in these fights. Zeri ended up being really, really big this game, actually. Like Zeri ended up being a problem. Yeah, and it's still a wipe. I mean, like, we did one-shot Instinct here. This was the fight that, like, ABO just, like, fucking saves. Because, like, again, the start of this fight is really good for Dragonsteel. Like, Fear Starforge were split. We get Spyrax out. But ABO, like, just goes hero mode here. Guys, I'm telling you, approach velocity actually makes a difference on Braum. You have red buff. You get approach velocity here. Maybe stack up more autos. Maybe get an earlier stun. Really nice QSS from ABO. And then he ends up... I think he got a Shiv through Daisy to kill Scary... Or no, there's Cannon. Yeah, the shit... Yeah, pretty big. I mean, I will say, I don't think Dragonsteel like actually has committed to this. Like, this is actually what lost the game. Like, I mean, is there a world here where Dragonsteel can just go to Baron? I mean, I don't really have turn tools, but... I also think Scary Jerry was a little bit desynced here with Zyko. Like, he is on a slow, but if Scary Jerry actually has a better flash and stays in range, I think it's better. Yeah, like, if Zyko is going to flash in there, then Scary Jerry doesn't have to retreat like that. Or, like, if passive's applied. Yeah, usually doesn't shield anyone here. Right. Did he shield Daisy? Oh, no, he shielded Zyko. Oh, okay, that's bad. Yeah, if you knew it, yeah. I mean, that ends up being really fucking expensive for Dragonsteel. Because then they lose, like, they just have no damage left, so Rumble runs them. Nice. I don't know if this is, like, super necessary from Philip. That said, like, getting the late kills ended up being really big. And they at least fix the waves, and then they can just take Baron as a team afterwards. Philip does end up being late to this, though. So, I don't know if this is, like, actually super worth that TP. I don't know. I just don't think it made a difference. Hold on. I mean, I guess we're just keeping Prio for Drake. I don't know. I mean, again, at this point, like, if you're grouped as Fear Starforge, it is an advantage. Like, I think you can overcome. I had a bad read on this game, though. I still feel like Dragonsteel had some scaling elements, but, like, honestly, looking back, I mean, I do think this game's, like, really cooked. I mean, I don't get why this ult from Zamudo. I appreciate the combo. I just don't get why it's not sent here. Like, this just needs to be sent here every time. Like, the fact you apply Brittle should be enough. The fact that sent on Sedge is like, I know Zyko can take care of the cancel, but like, Spirax gets one tap during this. And, like, again, it's because it's not sent at the actual damage dealing members. And that's game. I'll play Fear Starforge. Rumble ended up being really big. Stop the count. Rumble ended up being really big that game. Okay. This fucking game. I actually didn't really love how either of our teams played out this game. I'll be real. Alright. Game fui. Can't see draft. Already solved. Alright, again, Fearless. This champ's gone. Still full bends. Vi first pick. And then we have Varus, Renata. So, winning lane counters. Of course, Rakan with Ori. We need some sort of front line, so we get snap combo. That's fine. Dragonsteel don't care to deny. I feel like there are too many picks that combo here, so they just kind of let jungler pick what they want to pick. And then it ends up being Blind Jax and a Hui. I like Hui and Vi combo. Like, our single target DPS and focus here is actually quite good. And then we should have Jax pressure on side. My idea here is that, like, Jax gets kind of stymied in the top lane by Gragas, right? Like, he's just going to hold the door, try and slow down Jax the best he can. But if I'm Dragonsteel, I can have winning bot lane. I have really good tools to execute in mid games, so if I'm able to snowball the bot side of the map, then Jax can just kind of stretch the map and we're good. Whereas Fear Starforge, it's all, like, we have full ball carrier comp. I'd like Ori with Xayah Rakan. You can piggyback off Rakan and also make some space for Xayah, which is important. Not to mention you have Wukong to combo, and, like, you can combo with Gragas too, with the body slam. So, I mean, this is the 5v5. I think that if Gragasar, like, ends up pushing back the carries, like, the ball and the burst fight from Fear Starforge is quite good. This game got funky, though. It's like, again, Jax grouped a lot. Okay, rinse. No phase rush. It's going to be first strike on the top side for Philip. Everything else pretty standard. We think there might be a lane swap again. I hate Demolish on supports, man. I think Font is, like, so fucking useful. I think Fawn is such a good point. Anyway. Not anything too interesting. Okay. So XU started enemy wraps. It was spotted, so usually he just walks and forces him out. I will say that I was a little bit surprised about that, but there's help from the lanes. Because I actually like Wukong. Like, you can take red buff and actually fight Vi before Vi hits 3. It's quite good for Wukong if you find Vi at level 2. But no red buff, not wanting to flip it. It's fine. There was no smite on XU, so. Meanwhile, really nice trade here from Zyko. Instinct doesn't get the cleanse out quite in time. Just get yoinked back, and he gets forced back here. So, lane lead early on for Varus Renata. And then just get flash out of ABO. I do like this from XU going to contest the respawn Raptors. Like, he at least has some push on bot side, and ABO is going to drop a control on this side to try and help him. I feel like that was a nice cheeky play, actually. And he just gets the crab after. So, good deny. Then you can take a stop side afterwards. Ooh. We'll say not rotating out. That was... Like, if he goes Krugs and red here, I think he's really strong for a Grubs fight. I know they're less valuable camps than what he takes, but he's going to rotate out his Krugs like super fucking late. And then there's no red buff for this, so they're just kind of sacking. Yeah, I mean, this feels bad for Fear Starforge because they did swap for this. I mean, it's initiated by Dragonsteel, right? So they're first on the play. It gets matched. I mean, Zamuno TP down here, and then he's going to freeze it. Philip doesn't have a TP, but, like, I mean, this just guarantees the grub timer. Okay. I mean, they're just late in the play. Yeah, I feel like this is a little bit bad for XU, because his second red buff is going to be so fucking late in the game. And then he's just rotating out his first spawn at Krugs, so... I know that he's ahead right now on the scoreboard, but I feel like his game's like not too hot right now. Good try here from Philip. It's close. Yeah, I mean, that's close. Before or after Grubs is taken? During? I mean, I do think there's an angle here, like... We can't accept where Fear Starforge, by the way. Like, right here. Like, we're not going to win bot prio, right? So if we think they're going to swap, like, XU can clear down, and then we can take Drake afterwards uncontested. I feel like that'd be a little bit better for XU's game. Like, he still gets to clear out most of his respawn camps, and we actually get the objectives to trying to contest. Like, we just lose our turn entirely. So that was, like, actually a real tempo killer for Fear Starforge. In fact, they just went for the swap, and Dragonsteel beat him here, and then the play was gone. Because now, like, we have to fix our lanes again. And again, side lanes are kind of winning for Dragonsteel. Like, we stymie bot. Yeah, this window's up. I'm going to lose flash. So, nice from Yuji. 3 gold for blue. I mean, yeah, it is. But that was the play. They're just late to it. It's the minus 105, unfortunately. Yeah, we end up getting like a really late Drake. I feel like that really hurt Fear Starforge, actually. The fact like they went to answer the play, and then the play was over. Yeah, it's like now Okay, yeah, now we're kind of playing a game of cat and mouse. We actually don't want to fight, so we're sitting on top. We're just trying to get some points. I mean, I don't know if that's what they want or if like, they just guessed wrong. I'll be honest. But they definitely lose Drake now. Yeah. And we have a play out of the Gragas, which gets turned. I mean, at least they answer this. Like, I actually kind of like this move from Fear Starforge. Like, Philip does have TP to actually get top, so by having the bot lane just like base and like actually be here for defense, we actually open up a window where if Dragons still go for this play, you have numbers, and that's what ends up happening. Really nice combo from Winsome here. Yeah, Instinct's able to connect too. Scary Jerry gets a kill, but he burns flash for it. I mean, I'll be honest. I think that ABO. Okay, it's fine. I do think there's a world here where I called this wrong. I said the alt missed. The alt hit. The fear missed. Sorry. Those particles actually look familiar. Yeah. Yo, high key. ABO flashes here, and Yuji does. The answer is, does he get out afterwards? But we just burned Q and we're down flash for no R. I think if he flashes on Yuji, he actually does. And I kind of like that fight better. Like, we are up numbers. I feel like we just kind of let Yuji walk out, and he was actually killable if we flashed on him as Ori there. Like, you saw the fear miss from Hui. So I think that combo is like always there. I actually would have liked that from ABO. I know it's burning flash, but like your flash being down does make you mincemeat for the Vi Hui, but we can also like put you in. Maybe it's a little too much, but I do think that we died there. Meanwhile, Scary Jerry pulls off the heist of the day. The fucking last second barrier to kill Instinct with the last auto. And I said it is 6 grubs for Dragonsteel. I thought Dragonsteel actually kind of fumbled their 6 grub, by the way. Zumido's like still freezing topside. And they don't make a play like while plates are still up to actually overload. I know with Ziggs you can like do it uniquely and push really fast, but they play their grubs out so well game 1. And I just don't think they like really made a play for him this time around. While plates were up at least, you know? Just won a 45-minute solo queue game. Don't worry, this one's going to 47. Yeah, they kind of wait to like do this until too late into the grubs take. I'm wondering if there is a better way. I mean, I know Scary Jerry died here. Can't we just swap? Like, don't we just send Scary Jerry top and like try and overload and like actually trade plates with 6 grubs? I actually kind of think like that's like I feel like that would be a favorable move. It did not go to 5. Yeah, I feel like that would like be a favorable move. Like if you overload when plates are up and like you have 6 grubs, like you are just ahead of the play. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know that like starving out Jack's obviously not ideal, but like, we end up doing the swap later on where it's bad. Like it just is bad. Like, we're losing both of our waves. Like if we're gonna do that, we might as well do it while grubs are up. Or plates are up to like really get more mileage out of the grubs. Sorry. Okay. Good flash here from ABO. Still goes down. Was it a good flash then? No. I mean, necessary flash. I will say because of this swap though, Dragonsteel, the first Starforge respond and they respond late. So again, topside, we're here first as Dragonsteel and they make a play out of it this time around instead of just the objective. So nice, good job. Okay. Next, you can't get it. It's a trade. I like losing the Scary Jerry flash doesn't feel great, but just to get 2 crashes on this, it's not terrible. I mean, this is just where like, yeah, Jax gets so fed in this game, and like for me, they just don't use Jax on the side enough. Dragonsteel, I know they end up winning. I actually like this a lot from Fear Starforge. Like just to like the power play on mid, like ABO just like being here. Like he doesn't base, he uses his tempo to just be mid and take this. That's quite good. It's like it's post fight too, so they know that Scary Jerry doesn't have shit. So I think his force from Dragonsteel, like looking back, isn't great. I know it's a big chunk, but they don't get anything for it. Like the wave's answered by instinct, and then ABO gets the power play down here. So they can't contest this because they don't have their tools. So really well played by First Starforge. That's actually a really nice call. Take the mid lane there. I really like that call. All right, so Dragon, we have Jax on side, so it's fine. Let's get Jax pumping. Okay, I found Zamudo TPing here, by the way. Crazy. I know that we'd be, like, you know... Zamudo should not TP here. Like, Zamudo just should not TP here. We don't know where Rakan is. We do know that, like, Gragas is on the way. I don't know, man. Like, if I'm Jax and I see this and I don't have a base, I'm sitting my ass top and, like, praying to God no one's in my lane. That is an inner turret right there. Yes. Zamudo made 0 difference in this play. So I found it, like, really curious, like, we had decided the group there. Again, like, even if we lose gracefully as Dragonsteel on that play, it's fine. Like, top inner would have fell for free. Let me get more shit on the Jax. So yeah, I didn't like that. I feel like we like it kind of showed like for me, like Dragonsteel doesn't make that call in the regular season. Most teams don't. I feel like that's kind of proof that I don't know, things were a little bit tense like between the teams. I don't know. I just don't think Zamudo ever should match TP there. I'm fucking thanking my stars that Gragas is TPing out of my lanes, that I don't get bopped. I can actually just get free time. Again here, I know Zamudo's down TP. So, I mean, this is also like why the TP is bad, right? Like if Zamudo gets this wave in for free, and then Dragonsteel swap lanes right here with Zamudo having TP up, like he just got this wave in. If we have TP up, we can actually put our Jax down here and then start working towards the like more gettable shit. I know inner is really low, but like Baron's the objective that's spawning shortly, and that's an outer turret. That shit's dead on my screen. If Jax resets like off this wave that's top, like Philip shows he has no TP, we'd have a TP advantage. And we have Jax on this next wave, like that we overload bot and that turret's down. Instead, we have Jax walk down and like overload this. I don't like this. I mean, I want my Jax top. Call me traditional. What I do like is Fear Starforge have a good take of the flash here. Like this is good. This is a really greedy walk from Spyrax. His team's hovering topside. So, really well done. Yes. Good job, Jax. Nice R from Scary Jerry. Didn't end up mattering, but I appreciate the reaction. So, like, again, Philip TP'd. This time Zamudo was able to walk and mate, but... I mean, it's a decent play. They aren't able to snowball Baron after this, though, so, like, I don't think it's that good. Spyrox being bought, they're going to force his TP out here. And then shit comes crashing down. This was really bad from Fear Starforge. They want this play back for sure. I do feel like this game's like in a decent spot for them. Keep your eyes on Spyrax here, as I think Spyrax does play this nicely. Like, this Q is really high value, but Instinct is tanking the Baron now. And actually just fucking dies the Baron. Like, Jesus Christ. So, like, XU wasn't there. He was going for the big flank angle. I mean, I feel like if XU and Philip's positions are flipped, it's fine. Or, like, XU just being on this is fine. XU doesn't have flash. But... yeah, we can also, like, actually, if XU's group, we can actually, like, use Woo Ult with Shockwave. So, like, we can actually, like, find the combo. Whereas Dragon Steel does a nice job of splitting up around the AoE ultimates. And the Shockwave that ABO picks is... I didn't see it the first time. Where was the Shockwave? Oh my god, it missed. Yeah, it whiffed on Renata. Because it was... wow. Okay, I missed out on the cast. Wow. Nice handshake from Zyko. Really well played. Damn. That's really well played. I mean, really well played from Spyrax. I was focusing on Spyrax, like, being the damage that got down on the backline because Instinct fell. That was also just really bad from Fear Starforge. That said, this game really stalls, and I think it was mostly because of how we played the map. Like, I do not get... Okay, we take Dragon on this. But, like, why is Zamudo here? This guy has a TP up. I want him to just fuck off and be in a lane that's not group with a team. Like, we do swap him in the mid. Much better. We can live with this. Yes, good job. This is good. Extraordinary. This is a really weird TP from Philip. He just dies for this. Ooh. I don't know if I love this TP. I mean... Again, like, this TP from Zamudo just prevent a Philip collapse from coming in, but like they just get the collapse on Philip and they get nothing. Like, imagine if after this TP, instead of TPing here, like Zamudo, like, they see Philip, if he doesn't TP, or, like, if we're in a scenario here where Zamudo doesn't base after this wave, I know he's really low. But we still, like, if Philip wants to make this TP play, it doesn't matter what your health is, like, you have this wave. And we can see everyone right now for Fear Starforge outside of Instinct. Which, I mean, I think Jax has Counter-Strike, right? So, I don't know. I didn't like this. Because, again, I feel like we're... Like, Fear Starforge are overloading, and we're deciding the match. And then we're matching our TP timer yet again. So, like, our windows to actually really force on Jax then kind of go down. And what happens here? Usually doesn't pop ult, and we just get a fucking freebie. Like, freeze kill over life, you know? I mean, Zamudo TPing in did help shove Fear Starforge off, but... Was it necessary? I don't know. Like, then again, like, we don't have any... Like, in the post play, I think we're only playing one lane. So, I think this Baron could have been a little bit stronger for Dragonsteel. I mean, really nice pick from them. Baron's gone. So, they take it and play out. I mean, I will also say, like, this inhibitor being taken, like, doesn't... I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, it's not like Zamudo can, like, break the base. I feel like, unironically, like, we took shit too fast as Dragonsteel. Or, like, that inhibitor, like, I want mid inhib. Like, again, like, I think actually deploying mid. Like, stacking mid and, like, keeping Jax inside might have been a little bit more favorable in this scenario, by the way. It's like post-Dragon. Like, again, Jax has... Like, you want Jax to have access to side lanes by taking bot and hib. Like, that is Jax's job to stretch map when Baron's up, you know? So, I actually feel like having Dragonsteel post this dragon, just go focus on mid, and then keep Zamudo bot would have been a better setup. I want mid and hib the most. Because then I can put Jax on either side, and then it's like hover the side he's on if I need to, or set up traps other one. I don't know. Yeah, it's just me. I think this inhib doesn't really matter. Like, Jax's job should be to pressure, like, that side. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm just so surprised that, like, we don't win this game faster as Dragonsteel. So, I mean, like, we're really far up in this game, but... Oh, my... Zamudo, we're basing? Why? He'll go hit the top wave. I want Zamudo on top wave, and then I want Spyrax fucking mid. I don't know why we based. I mean, we get free Drake, but, like, I think we get Drake either way. We can at least play out while XU's dead here. I think Dragonsteel's like being extremely risk averse with this, by the way. I'm actually really surprised about this. Like, this is not what the team is usually like, or like what they're usually doing. I mean, again, I think if you send Jax to that top wave and you send Spyrax to mid, like, you can actually at least get a couple waves in and then retreat through the dragon. And you can do all that, like, before XU spawns. And I understand when they take this, before, like, as XU spawns, you get the contest Baron, like... Like, again, I don't know what... Like, Jax is crew for so much shit. I actually really think, like, taking bot and hib instead of mid and hib, like, really hurt Jax's game. I will say, looking back. Okay, so we're jumping in on instincts. Nice flash away from Shockwave. I said Philip finds a banger angle here. So we aren't marking Philip. Philip does have a really nice TP. He's not spotted. This is really, really slick. This is really slick. That is very clean. We wish we had Shockwave to follow this one up, but it's still a really good follow-up. It was a banger flank from Philip. So, I mean, like, that's really big, and Fierce Starforge, like, really started the fight back in this game. All right, bot and hib's back up. Maybe we can find some use on Jax. I mean, if UGRs, I think they get a kill, but he would have been in fucking Narnia. That actually would have been hilarious if he R'd. That would have been the longest Vi ult ever. So, I mean, good job by UG. That's our. Yes, guys, Jax has a job, but we TP first. We're fucking... again, as Dragonsteel, I do not get... Like, we're not playing for Zamudo or this Jax on side, like, at all. I think you want to start this TP. Like, I want a world where Jax has TP advantage. And, like, we are able to handcuff them. And be like, if you do not answer the Jax, you lose your shit. And then they just poke and prod this, you know? Like, the way that Dragonsteel play this out, they never created that game scenario for themselves. And it's not like they weren't ahead. I feel like it's a real missed opportunity. So, like, I would very much prefer here if Zamudo plays out this wave. Like, just play out every fucking wave. At least play out the wave and then TP, you know? Like, you don't have to be here early. And then, like, this angle... Okay, we just cut him off and go mid. It's whatever. I don't know. Me, I'm not a fan. I think Dragonsteel could have played, like, actually extended their sides way, way, way better in this game. Like, again, hit bot wave. Like, we have vision of Baron. Like, we see Winston W over the wall. I think with a minute out and where our waves are at, it's pretty safe to assume, like, they're not going to be attacking Scary Jerry from bot side jungle. That said, I mean, actually could have snuck in there. I mean, I think that, like, with Psycho Hover, it's fine. Like, Scary Jerry is safe hitting this wave. Like, go to bot wave. Go hit a side. Like, it felt so weird this game, like, being Dragon Steel and seeing them first to every objective with Jax there. I just don't think it's, like, leaning on the power of Jax at all. Okay. They got Scary Jerry Flash with Oriar. Ended up being really good later on. We shall see why. That said, Oriar is now down for the Dragons, so this ended up being a good start from Dragon Steel. Like, they just want to spam this down. Jax is spotted. And then Scary Jerry is, again, kind of cucked because of the TP from Philip. And he's missing Flash. Focus on a Blaze Olive on the other side of the fight. Alright, the Jax did go a little bit crazy in the back half. Which is sweet. XU cleaned up the Dragon. UG flashed in the pit for nada. And missed. And then again, like, this game looks winning. And I will say, like, in this state right here... no, we can push. They try and get XU. But then it's the second Shockwave that's hit the team fight that ends up cleaning up off the body slam. And they actually, like, turn this. I mean, XU still had Sterex. Like, again, I could make the argument here. Like, send Middle to a side, please. Let's go hit bot wave. Hit bot and mid, force, and then you can go top afterwards. Like, you can keep the middle bot. Chase kills and get punished a little bit. All right. It was another really nice angle from Philip. Game 1 sucked for Philip. It was a blowover game. It was a tough scenario. I thought he played this game actually pretty well. The Gragas is all reliable though for this guy. All right, usually didn't get R off before Gragas R. I do think if he R's XU there, he actually buffers Gragas R, and then things are okay. And again, we are TPing Zamudo in. Really big that Instinct was actually able to go airborne here before this connected. This is almost really bad. It's close. And yeah, Jax doesn't have an angle this time around. So he's able to get out, but still no side pressure. That time he had the TP, but yeah, I mean, still think we TP a lot when we don't need to. I would rather see like Jax be on a side than people go to Jax, and then we use that pressure. This guy's also slippery as fuck. Like I don't know what kills him in this game if he's like in a side lane. Like they actually have to send 3. Like does Wukong Ori kill him? I don't know. The answer I think is actually like, you know, I actually think they have to send 3. So I don't know. This Dragon's coming up. We have 40 seconds. I want Zamudo on this bot wave here. I don't know why Zamudo walks mid. Like, we can clean up the bot wave and then walk mid. We don't need to, like, actually, like, all as a team be on this wave and have Spyrox clean this up. I think roles should be inverse. It's more useful to have play here. Oh, God, this game went way too long. I'm just talking about sides. Yeah, I mean, if we get that wave in, by the way, Philip can't TP to where he's at. And I know this time around it ends up being okay. Because they just go Merc Philip. But it takes so fucking long. Nice flash from Philip. Like, Philip actually gets out of here. And so Dragon goes down. And then it gets a little bit weird. I mean, Philip, like, actually is the fucking stall of the century here. Like, Jesus Christ. And then... Nice Renata ult. Philip sending it here was weird. I think if he stalls for his R, his fight's much better. Really well played by Zamudo. I don't know. This one's weird to me. I think the hostile takeover is really good. But again, like we have Orialt, and ABO never gets Orialt off because he goes into Zanya's, and like, where is our Ori? Oh, I guess it's there. Okay, this is actually a decent flash. I'm kind of okay with this one. We know Zamuto's no flash though, so like if we throw this at Zamuto, he is dead. Yeah, like we only get Psycho Flash. I don't think it's super worth. Yeah, I would have rather killed Zamuto, but that's okay. Holy. I mean, why are we... Oh. Dude, we fucking hate TP on Jax, man. All right, Samuto, you're on split push watch. Dude, this guy has a hall pass for me to die in a side lane alone at the worst time around the planitude. I feel like we have crippling anxiety that we're gonna die in a side lane at the wrong time. Oh my goober. If you have TP advantage on Jax, you can force. Using this guy as like a team fighter. It's weird. I mean, again, like, if we have Jax TP up in this scenario, then he actually gets progress done bot, and the game of cat and mouse with Baron is so much better for Dragonsteel in the next couple of minutes. Like, Varus does rip this, you know? Like, the Jax is always spotted. Like, he has no, like, he's getting his angle cut off. I think it's bad. Where was the rip? Did Instincts rip? I mean, if I'm Instinct, I'm ripping right there. We know Zamuto has no flash. Rip was kind of late. I can't see if we did rip on Instinct at all. No, I don't see a rip. I mean, why are we not ripping this? Alright. I mean, the smite did go over to UG. And Shockwave wasn't used, so I'm going to watch the fight for... I mean, the fear is really good from Spyrax and the ABO, and he gets his flash, so well played, Spyrax. If I am Spyrax in this scenario, or ABO in this scenario, can we not Q here? And whoop, the Kappa game, brother. What kind of crippling anxiety did you get in scrims to like be allergic to side lanes, my boy? Psycho got Winsome Czar. Yeah, well played. I might be traumatized. I'm watching this VoD. We fucking hate our TP on Jax, man. Oh, we hate having a TP advantage on Jax, unfortunately. It's a bummer. This one's the most excusable one so far, I must say. It's chill when you watch Grand Finals. Okay. It's chill. It's chill. We sorted out by then. Nice reaction here from Scary Jerry to catch Winsome. He does it like in the window where he can't flash, by the way, so just really good reactions. And he doesn't trust himself, which I find... Yeah, I mean, it's really good. He is flashing away from XU though too. And then we have a Q. Oh, I said 1196. It was 1192. So we get really nice smite from Yuji. Really nice smite from Yuji. Pretty crazy, actually. My side ending will be solid. All good. I mean, I just hope it exists, man. I will say, I actually think, looking back on this VoD, you guys should have taken mid inhib instead of bot inhib after your first Baron. I think that actually did hurt your game a lot. So I think that's like a bigger picture thing to think about, because after you guys took the dragon itself, they sent you mid and then 4 bot. I think if it's inverse, it's much better, because then you get mid inhib and your game, I feel like your game is just better, especially as Jax. Like, you actually have a side lane to play for. Good flash from Spyrax. I should have been a real person. We're good. Be a champion. I might have been tweaking. Alright. This is how the game ends. This is a good call. I mean, we don't have vision on this, but we're fighting the mid wave. Xayah cooldowns, alt, flash, both down. Xayah alt cooldown is long. And is definitely one to track. So, instinct dies. And it's kind of a... this is a pretty tense game. I feel like it still could have went either way if we got to an elder spawn. But it just kind of ends like that. Hit the Nexus. Log. Usually was saved. Alright, that is game 3. Bit of a messy game. Okay, the Smolder that was denied from the Ivern comp was good, but we get Smolder here. In a decent scenario. Okay. And then it's the Cho'Gath and the Scion. I do love Cho'Gath and the Scion. The tank that is the anti-tank. Yuji was really clean this game. Okay. First pick Azir. I respect the deny and the Spyrax. Also just Azir at this point. Like, some of the good Azir answers are gone. Looking at these guys in particular, even you. So, I will say when we get this late, I do like going like this. Visually, this really helps me. Okay. I mean, Azir Felios Skarner. I felt like the Skarner was interesting to see at this point. I mean, I'm kind of here for it. I think there is some synergy here between these two. And then Aphelios into Callisto, we can find our pairing later on. There are no more bans taken away, so we have options like Thresh is playable. Milio's playable. I gotta say, I don't love the Milio into the Smolder. Or into the Bran, I guess. I was playing Bran Nami into Milio, man. I think Bran actually fucks on this Milio champ. All you do is just, you are the enemy team, and it doesn't matter what kind of buffs you give out as Milio. Bran just does more damage, and you can't move. So, maybe, like, I think your options here are Thresh and Blitzcrank. Obviously, Blitz into this is tough, but we're down pretty bad. Just, like, we ended up having such a good comp for Bran. Like, we have 2 tanks frontline. The only real, like, pick threat he has is, obviously, Skarner can make plays in him, but you have ways to interact with Skarner E. So, it really is Azir. I feel like it's the biggest threat. And then Cho'Gath pretty useful this game, just to hold the front line for everyone else. The tank that's anti-tank. And I love Cho'Gath matchup with the Scion. It's really good. So yeah. I did like this draft for Dragonsteel. I just feel like we were really range gated in the end by Fear Starforge. I feel like the Bran was the thing that like really busted this game. So Bran pick was really, really strong this game. Alright, we have Gathering Storms. We know we're going late. Over on I don't really have anything else. Good point. I was curious to see double approach velocity here. I don't exactly know the tech. I mean, Scion has E and Q, but yeah, I approach velocity slept on, man. This point actually can get hella value some games. And then this is the Skarner setup where like you go Heartsteel into the tanks. I think it's fine. Approach is normal on Skarner. Yeah. Yeah, that I know it's normal on Skarner. I'm not as used to seeing it on Scion. Just know you get other options, Scion. A little bit unfortunate here for Fear Starforge. Their start was entirely spotted out. So Dragon Steel gets away a trap because they know it's going to be a lane swap and a split map. I will say that Fear Starforge really want to lane swap this game, given Scion Cheese and then given Aphelios Milio into Nautilus Callista. So Dragon Steel get everything they want in this early game by getting a Phoebe. This was unfortunate for UG, actually. But they get the standard lanes, and they get a freebie. And then Philip does walk back to lane, so he's going to be down a little bit, but at least we'll have TP afterwards. And then we do get an early flash off Spyrax, so XU one camp mid. And hopefully from here, ABO can get something. Alright. Yeah, I mean, this ended up being pretty good for Spyrax. Like, I don't know. I was a little bit surprised it was in this state after he lost flash. UG hovering, like, he's got a ward on one side and UG on the other, so that is quite good. UG's wrapping up his clear. Yeah, actually some pretty good info. It's picked up by Dragon Steel here. Yeah, okay. I will say I understand the TP for Philip top to do that, but again, like, because we got the lanes we wanted to as Dragon Steel, they get pushed on each lane, and this TP top lets them choose their lanes again. So it comes in at a time where, again, Dragon Steel do a nice job of getting everyone in base, but they can choose which lanes they want to go for. So like matching the Scion with Cho'Gath, very good, especially given that Cho'Gath has a lead at this point. So. All right, it is Baron. We're strong side in the Callista Knot, and this Dragon's taken on time. So, nice. I will say Zamuno, the lack of having access to silence here hurt a little bit. I noticed we took it at level 8. Silence good in the Scion. Yeah. This was a... We just got XU Flash and Phil Flash. Or no, just XU Flash for this. I guess Phil Flash spun earlier, but... Meanwhile, Spyrax, he did eat an ult from ABO, but is able to stay in the lane, which is really big. So, props to Yuji. I think Yuji actually had a couple good hovers around mid. Ended up being big. And then Dragon Steel went out on the bot lane. So, Zyko with the preemptive flash. I mean, he sits on that hook for a while. He knows instincts, no flash. Really well played by Zyko and Scary Jerry. I mean, ABO is just out of mana, so he doesn't find the kill. Yeah, I like the fact that Spyrax didn't get punished for losing his flash and that lane's even, so she's ahead is very good. And Dragon still got 3 grubs and opening Drake. Again, I do really like their lanes this game. Yeah, let me get ran down again. Nice R and a good sidestep back from Philip. And this time Zamudo, I think, had access to silence. Yeah, I think the big one for me is that, like, the post Q walking up is what gets the Cho'Gath in trouble here. And then both Qs miss. So well played, Philip. On the flip, though, Yuji is able to yoink a buff given bot prio. And Yuji has opened up a really nice lead over the Skarn. It's kind of close here, but Yuji gets another full clear, and then his bot lane has pressure. So coming down here and playing off this, he's able to deny a couple big camps from Skarner. Yeah, it's ended up being a really good clear / rotation from Yuji. He's so far ahead at this point. Wow. So that's bot lane lead. Pretty big for Dragonsteel. Mid's even. Jungle's up. Tank is behind / even. It's fine. Yeah, like, Grub's being matched. I mean, I don't think Grubs matter at all for Fierce Starforge. Like, it matters for a Blazeolve in the, if he's able to get on turrets, but that was just never the case. Like, Azir is really good at taking turrets early on. I feel like FlyQuest actually was probably the best team I've seen in NA, at least trying to abuse the, Azir Grubs interaction in their game against C9. It was really well done. And then we gifted over to Spyrax. Not bad. So, I mean, 1-for-1 is kind of fun. How did they not get knocked by Azir? Who? Looks like a weird interact. Might have been a spectator bug. Like, he was in R. Maybe it would have gotten moved afterwards. That is kind of weird. Dude, he like went fucking he went Super Saiyan in there, or he was like in the time chamber, pressing R, all bunched up. Couldn't move. Yes, this is the tank war we wanted. We definitely want to watch this on our screens, guys. Yes. And you know what makes it even better? We have double Warmogs, guys. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Let's dive. Let's get crazy. Alright, really nice player from ABO. So Spyrax does flash, but the scoop gets him. Really, really nice. It's Spyrax flashes here. It's good. I mean, his stacks are on Cho'Gath, but yeah. Like, he'd have to go fight the Cho'Gath to get stacks. I was actually kind of surprised we didn't see Heartsteel for Cho'Gath, given that he's in the double tanks. I thought we were going to have a war of attrition there. The joke I had with one group of friends for the Heartsteals, or like the double Heartsteals, are like, it's just, you scale up the nuclear arsenal throughout the game with the Heartsteel stacks. It's an arms race. Yeah, it is the Triforce Cho'Gath. I mean, this is, like, the one thing about this game, too, like, I mean, not only is Brand ahead, but Brand is way too good in the tanks, man. Like, this champion just loves throwing shit in the tanks. Like, I mean, we don't even have a Cho'Gath R here, by the way. Like, what the fuck did I just witness? Yeah. I mean, we're forcing people off. This is a really good find from ABO. This was really, really well played by Blazeolve. Really nice stun, though, on Yuji again. So, like, I mean, Yuji doing his best here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the honors value. I just Brand, like, passive, too. Like, Jesus fuck. Easier to stack on tanks and then percent out damage. That was really good from Fierce Starforge. Like, really, really good play by ABO. Really important that Instinct was able to survive through the Zimino R there. But still, a decent response from Dragonsteel. Like, just dropping Herald. And then they zone him off here. I really like this, actually. They got a flash, and they did get double crash. So I think the response from Dragonsteel is actually quite good. I might mind control my team there to hit tier 1 mid. Yeah, it was a good call. It was a good response. It was a really good Herald drop. I like that. Good mind control. Oh, when ABO ulted us? Oh, okay. Unlucky. Yeah, you guys were a little bit low. I mean, it's a good play by ABO. Like, he found the pocket. Yeah, Psycho's up a little bit far here. He's on a warding mission. I think he's killing... No. Oh, yeah. Okay, this actually got really weird. You guys ended up being spotted, like, the entire game by this ward, by the way. Because the control word that Dragonsteel drops in this, like, is it not spotted? So, like, we're playing on faulty info. You'll see coming up here, Zimuto. I don't know if you've gone through this VoD yet. Still usually able to clear the wave, and Shogath just wins on the sign. Like, again, Shogath, the tank that loves to beat tanks. And this is where the game gets hard. I didn't agree with this play from Fear Starforge. I just, like, you know that Shogath's moving and also has access to TP. This TP is a roughie, but regardless, Yuji has a really big fight, sidesteps that. Finds the stun on the Axies so he can't chain the ult immediately on the Scary Jerry. I know Scary Jerry gets ulted, but at least he was able to get some spears in. And then the R is just too big from Yuji. Like, we R win some. It's bouncing around everyone. This flash, like, mid W2, really big. And then waits to... Yeah. Yeah, it's really well played. Yuji actually turboed this fight. It's really well played. Watching the Milia eat is so funny. Yeah, Yuji hanging around too. Yeah, really well done. And Spikes gets a shit ton of stacks from this too. You get stacks for getting Scion passive, by the way. So, I think the game kind of ended here. I do think that Fear Starforge are on a timer. I think from here they get outscaled. Like, usually Emilio Felios, like, you can actually interact with some stuff, but I actually really favor with Dragonsteel, like, the interactions they have, and you're up against Smolder. So, yeah, there was 0 prio for that play. That was a bit of a force. I do feel like Fear Starforge, like, they kind of beat themselves. At least, like, even the game 2 Baron, the fact they bounced back from that was pretty big, because, like, that Baron for me should have been game. Or was it? No, sorry, the game 3 Baron, they lost. No, it was game 2. It was game 2. Sorry, I'm trolling. Wait, no, it wasn't. It was game 3. Game 3, like, they collapsed around a Baron. I think they, like, that was really weird. Like, that was, like, I know they lost that game in the end, but, like, I feel like that game was, like, should have been lost cleaner from there. Anyway, that's the word I'm talking about in that brush. Because that controller doesn't spot it. Ends up being a sack. No, not a stack. I don't do it fast enough. Okay. It was actually an okay start to the fight. Like, Zimuto does get focused down. But Axio, again, just gets fucking one-tapped, and the brand damage is just absurd. Like, these... Yeah, like, this brand damage is so much. Also, I really like the focus from Dragonsteel here later on. Like, really, really well played by Scary Jerry to throw Zyko into a Blaze Olive here. Because Spyrex is getting chunked, so, like, the fact we force Flash here. And then, like, that's a 3v1 on this side of the fight, so it's quite good. Then we just stall. We just wait for Yuji cooldowns and play off him. It's Fui. Well played. Spyrax also got Smolder proc off that. Yeah, he's at 230 now. Senna was not banned the entire series. It actually got through a couple drafts. It was ignored. Yeah, dude, I love the fact that we're spending so much time watching this matchup, man. Yeah, this was a little bit awkward. Like, Fear Starforge was playing with a lot of info. I honestly, I would have kind of been down if Philip followed that one all the way through, but it would have been maybe an overcommit, so. But appreciate the idea. Yeah, Fear Starforge is like playing with all the info. It was actually really big. Didn't result too much, but it did help inform their decisions. Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, yeah, I mean, XU just gets CC'd and feasted. Good depth charge rupture combo. So, I mean, that's just smite off the table. Subido has Warmogs, and then Yuji just smurfs on a Blaze Olive here. Yeah. Yep. Brand, baby. Psycho 2, and that's how we ended. was pretty nice. I mean, that's just game from there, you know? Like, this brand was so scary this game, actually. One of the better drafts I've seen for a brand. Yeah, like, what the fuck is going on in the backline here, man? Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. All right, guys. GG's. Congrats to Dragon Steel on the 3-1. I mean, I think that they didn't play their Queen series today, but as usual, like, their team fights are really sound. So I do think that carried him through a bit in the end. A good target selection on the same page. I actually thought Spires did a pretty solid series. But yeah, congrats. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. As always, if you guys enjoyed the content, feel free to drop a like, comment, and or a sub, and follow me everywhere on Cubby XX. We'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.